Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tavern. We had a golf shootout in Detroit at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. We're going to talk about playing in a scramble and pencil whipping, and we're going to have a good debate tonight about who's the best golfer, who's the most underrated golfer, and who's not performing to how well they can actually play. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the Tavern. What's up, Nomies? You're all still on mute. This is great.
Greg, the first 15 seconds you were talking.
No, the first. So when I signed on, it was spinning and freezing. I'm like, I don't know if it's live or not yet. So we'll see what happens.
It could have been Dave's Wi-Fi. We never know.
It could have been my Wi-Fi.
We have. I'm back from vacation.
Welcome back. How was everybody's weekend? Everybody have a good weekend? Dave, you were out of town.
I was out of town. Yeah, we were down in KC for some Edward Jones meetings. I got to play a little golf down there at the course called Swoop Memorial. Old designed back in 1934. Both Sam Snead and Ben Hogan have played there in the Kansas City Open in the past. So kind of reminded me of playing courses back home in Pennsylvania where it's up and down and sideways and slantways and everything else. So
I like
really nice course. Yeah, really nice course, really nice setup. So we enjoyed it out there.
I don't know what it is, but Dave, I like those hilly courses. I
was reminded that LBV doesn't drain after it rains. That's what I was this weekend. Painful Gart path only. 3 worst words in golf. Craig from Talatag said it must be Tuesday at the Tavern. It is Tuesday at the Tavern, Craig.
There you
go,
buddy? Drinks are on us at the Tavern.
Hey, Rob, how are you, buddy?
That's a scary thought when drinks are on us.
That's true.
That is a scary thought. People should be buying us drinks.
I was out for a week and playing some golf in South Carolina. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm trying not to comment on the hat. Thanks for that.
I'm like still the hat, don't you?
That
is a nice hat.
No, I will tell you.
I was kind of hoping I was going to open my mailbox and there was going to be one in it. I'm not going to lie.
I will tell you, there is another hat they have that didn't fit my head that just says the die. And I was like, oh. And it's like one of those license plate type looking hats.
Yeah,
it was nice. If that would have fit my head, that would have been the one that was purchased. So
nice.
3 rounds out there. It was great. Also played out in Charleston. I tried to hook up with my buddy, our buddy Nate from Bear the Pond.
Oh, Nate.
There, but
we like Nate. He's been on the show before. We like Nate. Good peeps.
We couldn't work it out because we just made a last second tea time and ditched people.
Scott from Desert Fox said we can buy him a drink anytime.
I got to come out to Arizona soon.
As long as we can put it in a Swing Aid bottle, Scott, I am down for that.
I owe Scott an invoice.
You do.
What? Shameless plug.
Yes, shameless plug.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have more shameless plugs from Scott.
Yes. You have one back here somewhere.
I got a cooling towel here too.
I got a call today. I'm playing at the new and improved Claremont National this weekend.
Oh.
Well, that's not where I thought you were going with that statement.
No. We're playing Claremont National. So I got an invite to play Claremont National this weekend with some pretty good players. So I get to play there Sunday morning. So I'm pretty pumped about that.
Fun.
Yeah. So let's jump into first round. I think this is gonna be a pretty spirited conversation in first round. So
we're gonna get into it here. Pencil whipping.
Pencil whipping. So I'm going to tell the story where this came from. Our buddy Steve played it in a company scramble this past weekend, 4-man scramble. They shot 61 and got beat by a team that shot 57 that included on the 16th hole, which was a par 3 at this golf course they were playing at. They missed the green, chipped up, and made at least one putt. He thinks 2 putts, and ended up writing a 2 on the card. But that team went up and picked up the trophies when they wrote 2 when they made 4. So here's my question. And I play in a really good scramble team, and so it's hard for me because we shoot 18 under with our eyes closed. The team that I play on.
Yes, but you also have scratch golfers, and you're not
right. And sometimes you're playing with and sometimes you're playing with Benzo.
Yeah.
Three of us at one point. All three of the 4 players have gotten their amateur status back. So I'm going to ask this question. The first question I ask is, what do you do knowing that they cheated when they get called up to get their trophies? What do you say?
Nothing. It depends on. So here's the thing. It depends on what this is. If this is a big prize, like big scramble, if this is just your average typical scramble, which we know this one is, this is what it is.
Right.
We've all played in it.
We've all played in this. We've also played in this when the big break was being filmed right next to us.
Correct.
Yes.
So we're shamelessly plugging. If you go back and look at big breaks, you can figure out where this was.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
with Tony and Gipper Finau.
Tony and Gipper Finau were both there. And one of our playing partners hit their golf cart with his drive. So, and I don't know.
And their production team
right now. I don't know if that person's watching right now, but you know who you are.
Yes.
So, if it's something like a casual one, you don't say anything there. You just get pissed off. And we've seen all these videos out there where people come in and they post like in the 40s for a scramble, and you're like,
yeah,
oh God. And you see the video of the guy that's like, we're all scratch golfers. They all have high handicaps, and they shot this. Like,
yeah.
Like, okay, here's my thing, and I brought this up. I've kind of queued this up for myself here so I don't misquote this. And it's probably from our favorite movie. Greg's wearing the hat right now. From Hardy Graves. Ask anybody. It's fun, it's hard, and you stand out there on that green grass, and it's just you and the ball, and there ain't nobody to beat up but yourself, just like Mr. Newman keeps hitting himself with the golf club every time he gets angry. He's broken his toe 3 times on account of it. It's the only game that I know of where you call a penalty on yourself, if you're honest, which most people are, and just there ain't no other game like it.
Well said. And we saw that in the U.S. Open by the low amateur. He had to call a penalty on himself in the U.S. Open. Like, that's the honesty of this game, and that's what I hate when people pencil whip and try to do this, or what I hate more than anything is sandbagging out there. And admitting that you're sandbagging out there just to get your handicap up. Steve, I know you do it, so stop smiling.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't have to worry about that.
No. You can go back and look at my WAGC scores to know that I'm not.
No, I know that. But we all, it's the integrity of the game, even if it's just for fun. Like, go out there, have fun. If you're just playing with your buddies and you're like, oh, you pick up a ball or you move your ball and you what would be a penalty in a tournament, that's one thing. But when you're actually playing against people, keep it fair.
Yeah.
Keep it fair. Quote Caddyshack there.
Is this like keep it fair when you're handing $5 to the
exactly? Keep it fair. Keep it fair.
Keep it fair, Judge.
Yeah.
You know, I think the problem that I have with it is you're at a point, and again, we all also, it's a place all 3 of us worked. We played in the beer softball league where people thought that they were like auditioning for a spot at the show, playing beer league softball on a Tuesday night.
I think Greg and I played on that team at one point in time.
You know, I think that the problem that I have with it is from an integrity standpoint, and Dave, you talked about this. I just struggle with the fact that, you know what, if they call, and I was sitting there, and I don't know that I would have been like, hey, what'd you guys make on 16? I think is what I would have said if we watched them make 4 there. And if they write down 2, and I'll be like, how? Can you just tell everybody
here's
you there? Because I watched
my other problem with this, is just, have some, you're working for, a company, an organization putting on, this tournament for its employees.
Right.
Have some respect for the company that has taken this out in the time. Yeah, trophies are cool, but it's a lot better to, just know you did it the right way.
Well, and you're out there to have fun.
Do they even give out trophies for that, or
they don't?
Give out trophies for that?
Participation.
No, I think they give
or
out,
is it like the little pouch that you get, like a pouch to keep your teas in?
But but here's the thing: like, you're out there, we're all competitive here, and that's the best part about golf, is being competitive. And most of the time, you're just playing against yourself and you're cheering other people on. But I don't want to cheer on people that are cheating. I don't want to cheer on people that are not having fun. Like, I played this weekend, and we played 3 rounds, and 2 of the rounds we played the same match twice, had a rematch, and we were cheering on. We were playing Dwayne, so.
Oh, well, that's always a good time.
We were cheering on Dwayne. Dwayne was cheering on us, and we're having a good time out there. But no one's cheating. No one's doing anything to pull any shenanigans out there. But it takes away from the fun of the game when you go back and you're like, I know you didn't do that. Like, we're out here to have fun and win. Don't
if it's the 3 of us playing and we don't want to break a club on a root or a tree, we're gonna foot wedge it out a little bit. But, if the 3 of us and Hayden, we're all playing it, me and Greg and Steve and Hayden, no, you're not going to give me a relief from a root, and it's going to be up to Greg to win the hole.
But
can we have that match? I want to have that match. Me and Hayden versus you two. Can we have that match?
Yeah, I get my handicap though.
No, I bet say Dave gets strokes there. That's
Dave gets strokes.
So, but yes, we will talk about these matches. But like, I play in a scramble each year that I've won 3 years in a row, and it's because we're honest about our score. We've come in and thought, we're not going to win this, and gotten lucky because of the weather and things like that, where no one was shooting well. But it's fun because we're playing to what we play. But I'm not going in and going, oh, we got a birdie there, and I'm not making stuff up. I'm not writing a fictional story on the scorecard. So
right.
Have fun out there, people. Don't cheat.
No, you didn't ace that par 3.
Yeah, but with my handicap and
now here, let me ask this question as you talk about that. Okay, so let's ask this question: is it cheating if you're playing in one of these, and we've all played in them, where you can buy mulligans and get the string and get the power pack where you can move up a tee box? Is that cheating, or are you just taking advantage of the rules?
No, because that's what they're doing to try and raise money or for whatever they're doing. That's part of the game.
And everybody has that opportunity.
Yes.
And my other take on this is, if you're trying to win, you almost have to do those things.
Oh yeah, and
unless you show up with three PGA Tour players to play in your team, and you're playing the middle tees.
See, this is where the tag golf, the Dave towel, will start coming in.
You can buy a Dave towel, and that's the measurement of the gimme.
Yeah,
but that's the thing about those that make these fun. And Steve, you and I were talking about this earlier today. Is sponsors put in stuff, and it's to raise money for a charity normally. So that's part of the game. That's the strategy of a scramble. The strategy of a scramble is not to, we got a 2 there.
I just need to read you what Towel Tag just posted on Instagram. And the comment is, if the group is cheating in a scramble, what are they doing in life?
Yeah, exactly.
Craig, thank you for that.
Thank you, Craig.
Craig, we should have had you
running
for
this
president.
Debate. That's what they're doing. They're running for president.
That was going to be our first round topic. I was going to throw that out there as an idea for our first round topic to discuss.
Oh my God, that would have been.
I decided not to. I mean,
I'm a PGA Tour pro then.
That was also almost smack of the week, just to let you know, is the conversation from the debate about handicaps, and it is not.
That was the best. I was crying laughing during the debate on that stuff. My dad and I were watching that, and we're both like, what? They haven't answered one question. We're an hour into this thing. The moderators were great on that one, too, because they were just like, the question was, and you have 38 seconds left. Would you like to answer it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Enough political talk. We don't do that on this show. So.
No. Well, we do when they talk about golf themselves. So
they do.
Yes.
We do. So.
Right.
But yeah,
Well,
so let's get into happy hour because we got a pretty. This one's going to get a little spirited, I think.
It's gonna get fun.
I want to be here, right? Okay.
Now, Steve, this is a debate you and I have gone back and forth, and just not really a debate,
Correct.
but a discussion that we've had. And
Correct.
it's about are some golfers overhyped? Are some golfers underhyped? And who's the next person?
And this started a
that's
few
gonna break that
years
barrier?
ago. This started a few years ago. There was an article that came out the week Ricky Fowler won at the Players that said that he was the most overrated golfer of all time. And then he went out and won the Players and hasn't really, I mean, he's won what, twice since then, tops. So I'm going to start with that name. Where do you rate Ricky Fowler? Let's go there. Let's go right.
Let's put these into three tiers.
Okay.
They are what we thought they were. I'm going to go with that one.
And we let them off the hook.
We let them off the hook. They are who we thought they are, and they are great. They have earned the praise that they've got. Then we have the middle tier who are like kind of fluctuate back and forth, and then we have the underachievers.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to put Ricky in that middle category because
I would agree with that.
He has that hype, like he has that following, he has that swagger, and it's evolved over the years as he's aged, which has been nice to kind of see that he didn't just stay as the young, like I'm going to wear orange all the time. He still has that orange feel, but so he has that fan base, which is great, and he is.
I'm waiting for
champion.
So right, what's wrong with orange? I'm waiting for that to come up.
Yeah,
on
that's
I know.
Right now. But overall, he's won some. He hasn't won a major yet, but he's been in the on there on Sunday in contention for it. Thank you, Dave. That's what I was trying to think of. So he's there. He could go to that upper echelon, but I think he stays in that, like he's right in that middle of the pack there.
And
10 wins worldwide.
I'm gonna throw one out there that's gonna surprise you guys. I think a little bit that is way overhyped right now, and this is coming from the gambler side of me. And I know I've talked a lot about it in Odds with Dave or Virtual Odds with Dave, and right now it's Max Homa.
Okay, I have him on my list too.
He was on my list of players to talk about.
And he's, we've seen him play in the match, with Tiger and Rose, but he's really good at holding a flag stick.
Best Twitter account out there.
Yeah. Oh, he's got some great content. But here's the thing: there's Vegas and everybody else is still standing behind this guy with odds each and every week, even when he misses the cut here and there. I
don't think he's made a cut in over 2 months.
No, he hasn't. They're still giving him like 15-1 here and there on all the different. That's it's one of those things. He's got the game, and I think it's between the ears right now for him on putting everything together. And I would like to see him move up into the tiers, but right now he is kind of on that. People are giving him more credit than what I think he probably should deserve right now.
He is ranked 15th in the world, so we can put that out there.
Well, I get it, but he has not lived up on my end of things. He has not lived up to the expectation of odds that have been placed on him every week.
Okay. He's all or nothing. He is very much an all or nothing guy. Yeah.
Yes. I would love to see the odds catch up to only the type of player
he is. For a guy that's 15th in the world has only contended realistically in one major.
So where would you in the 3 categories? Where would you put him?
I'd say he's underachieving.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that. That's where I was kind of going with him too.
Yeah.
I like him, but I'd say he's right there on the cusp of being in that middle category. But right now, he is kind of fallen off and he's underachieving. So speaking of underachieving, I'm going to throw 2 names out there that are always thrown out together. JT
JT and Jordan.
And Jordan.
Those two were on my list right next to each other. Funny
I know,
enough.
and I knew it. I knew we all had them there. They have both won majors.
Yes.
And multiple majors. But they've just had some good years, and they're in contention from time to time, but they're either really good or really bad. There's no in between lately.
I do think lately Jordan has been hurt, and I think that has been a detriment to him. I think he's been battling a wrist injury, and I think he's been trying to play through it, and I think he's going to end up regretting that at some point in his life. Justin, I still can't figure out one, why do you change your golf? And I understand these guys are all tinkers and they're trying to get better. You changed your golf swing and you went the opposite direction. And you have found rounds of greatness in this, but you haven't been able to put anything together. And again, I thought, and I'm going to say this, I actually wasn't too upset with him being picked on the Ryder Cup team until he played like trash. I actually kind of felt like it was like Sergio got picked a few years ago. They picked Adam Scott a few years ago for the President's Cup team when he didn't really deserve it, and it kind of spurred him on. And I was kind of hoping it was going to do the same thing for Justin, and it hasn't. Like, where's he been? He's getting away on the 5-year exemption from winning the PGA still. So I think that we need to see way more out of him, or he's going to turn into their spring break buddy, Smiley Kaufman, sitting with Kevin Kisner on set having conversations, because we definitely need more of that.
Smiley Kaufman at the U.S. Open, his little like table that he had on like the 14th hole or the 16th hole or something like that was fantastic. Let me just put that out there. You throw JT in there, I think it's going to be great. But
here's the question: do they do it with shirts on?
Why do you want them to have no shirts on?
Didn't you remember the spring break pictures where they were playing golf shirtless?
I get that.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even have that as
that was 15 years ago.
I'm just saying.
So JT in his last tournament that he played, which was the Travelers, he finished tied for 5th at 18 under.
Okay. Again, let's look at the rest of his starts on tour this year, though. They're not good.
They haven't been great.
No.
Well, and also,
I haven't even picked him. I haven't even picked him this year.
He hasn't really been.
And that says everything we all need to know. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I think I have.
I'm gonna go. We've talked a lot about.
I got one. I got one I want to throw out there. And I'm gonna say it. Cam Young.
I have picked him twice.
Okay, that's good to know.
And I've done well on both of those. Anyway, all right.
Cam Young.
Ooh.
Allegedly was supposed to be a Ryder Cup pick. Freddie Couple said, "How do you leave him off the team?" I said, "Well, when you look at his putting stats, they're terrible. Still hasn't won. Been in contention a lot. Still doesn't have a trophy. And I'll say this: the nicest guy on the planet, one of the absolute nicest guys on the planet. Stopped to talk to my son at Bay Hill. Couldn't have been nicer. And kudos for him. I want to root for the guy. I want to see him win, but until you prove to me that you can get across the finish line, you can make a putt. I'm going to say this. With all of the success that everybody on tour is having by going to lab putters, he is the poster child of, could that get him over the hump and get him into a lab putter and get him a win?
Or a spider putter. That's been the other one. It's the lab and the spider putter.
The jailbreak or
yeah.
Cam, Craig, just like Cam Young, Cameron Young. Craig.
I think how Scotty rediscovered his putting stroke. I think Cam just needs to get it between the ears and, rediscover, some putting, in there, and he'll be just fine.
Well, he's a good golfer, and I think that he hasn't reached his peak yet. I think that he needs to get over that hump, win a tournament. He's been in the top 10 a few times this year. He was in second. What was it? He was in second at Valspar. He was in 9th at the Travelers, 6th at the Rocket Mortgage, 9th in the Masters. So he's done well. He's only missed one cut this whole year in all the events he's been in. But
again,
it's that
you're not measured at that level of being a guy that's supposed to be selected for a Ryder Cup team. You aren't measured by finishing 9th at the Masters. You're not finishing by what did he finish at Travelers? Like, you're measured by wins. And at this point, he's long overdue for a win.
I feel he's what Ricky Fowler was a few years ago.
Yes.
Like, Ricky was kind of that same way. Wasn't getting wins, and now he's gotten them in, out there. But I just think he needs to break through. And if he doesn't break through, it's going to be that underperforming.
Yeah.
Yep.
But until
I think he's right. I think he's right in the middle right now. Just with everything, I wouldn't call it underperforming.
No, I think he's underperforming, and I think he falls in the bottom category because he should have won by now. And I understand, and I say that winning is not easy in the PGA Tour. I'm not questioning that. But as much as he's put himself out there, you should have won by now.
And don't get this wrong. We're saying all these people are great golfers. We're saying, is their hype more than their actual performance? That's what we're talking about here.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to throw one out there, and this one I'm hoping to go to the other direction. Oberg.
Ooh.
He has come out guns blazing from being a rookie on the tour this year. Has he lived up to that hype?
He has a win.
Is he underperforming? He does have a win.
He's also on the Victorious Ryder Cup team.
I missed it. My sound cut out. Who are we talking about?
Oberg.
Ooh,
Ludwig.
Too young.
He doesn't have a win on tour this year, does he?
Not this year. He won the RSM after the Tour Championship. So what would have fallen in the wraparound, he would have gotten a win, but it fell into the silly season now.
Yeah. I feel like finished second.
I feel like he's still learning out on tour. As we're starting to get into places that he's playing for the second time, I think you're going to see more out of him. Again, if I'm putting money on the stock market, that's somebody I'm putting money on Ludwig right now. I'll be honest. Like that's somebody I'm putting money behind right now because I think upscale is real high on him. I feel like he is high middle of the road to into that upper echelon of players right now. I do.
So
finish second at the Masters.
I'm going to compare him to Cam Young. Same thing. He's only missed one cut. He's had a bunch of top 10s, but he's more of a rookie on tour than Cam Young is. And that's where I think the difference is in this.
And he has one win that Cam Young doesn't have.
Exactly. And I think that this is something that it shows like he is living kind of up to the hype. And I think in the next year or so, he'll have that. Dave, what do you think from a betting standpoint? So I'm going to give it from our.
I think from a betting standpoint, he's evened out really well. He's been pretty good money, right there. Whether it's win, play, show, win a top 10, a top 5. He's fairly in the negative odds if you want to put him in the top 20. So I think right now the Vegas odds on him, throughout everything have been pretty standard with his performance.
Greg, what's he ranked? 6th in the world right now?
5th.
Okay. He's top 5 player in the world.
Yep.
Okay.
He's top 5.
No, yeah. And again,
there was a name.
Been on tour realistically full-time a year, and he's a top 5 player in the world.
So I'm going to compare another European player, young guy, Victor Hovland.
Spiraling out of control downwards.
That's what I'm thinking right now. Like he was living
right
up
now.
To the hype.
No, I mean, won the Tour Championship 9 months ago. 10 months ago. But you win the Tour Championship, you fire your swing coach, you win the Tour Championship, you go to the Ryder Cup and hit one of the greatest chip shots, which is your weakness in Ryder Cup history, and then you fire your swing coach and you spiral out of control. And you've had one good tournament this year.
Yeah, he's had one top 10, 2 missed cuts, and everything else has been just mediocre. And he was the hype guy at the end of last year.
Yeah,
correct. He was the can't miss, got a bet on him.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw another year.
I won.
I want to throw another European player into the mix in this conversation. And he has won the European Tour Order of Merit once. Still doesn't have a win on the PGA Tour.
Colin Montgomery.
Tommy Fleetwood.
No, Colin won the European Order of Merit 7 times.
Yeah,
I know.
Tommy Fleetwood.
I have him on my list as well to talk
Yep.
about, and that was going to be one of my next ones as well. So he's 11th. Tommy Fleetwood, to put this in perspective, is 11th in the world. So what would you say? I'd say Tommy Fleetwood is in that middle category but he should be in that top category.
He should be in the top category. He's won in Europe. He's won on the DP. You know, he hasn't
won the DP Order of Merit.
He just hasn't cracked ground on U.S. soil, and we can't hold him against him. You know, he's done things that in European tournaments that Americans can't do by winning. So, you know, he hasn't underachieved. He hasn't overachieved yet. I think if he had a couple heartbreaking losses on American soil in some majors, I would put him a little bit more towards underachieving, but he hasn't really had that. He just hasn't played up to potential on American soil yet, but he's exceeded potential on the European ride.
He has,
but since coming over to America full time, he hasn't even won in Europe.
Yeah, it's been tough. He has 3 top 10s this year, but I think he does this, and this is where I think I see him every year, is he has these stretches where he has a chance, and in like 3 or 4 tournaments, and then he doesn't achieve that, and then he falls back to the middle of the pack.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I say middle of the pack, he's still making cuts, that's why he's one of the top players in the world.
He's a top 20 golfer.
But he just can't finish.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to throw another one out there. The runner-up in Hartford. Tom Kim.
Who missed the cut this week? Bastard.
It must have been one of your parlays. Okay.
It was who you picked as the...
It's who I picked this week.
Yeah. Because he was the top seed going in, and Tom Kim has been he's
a steady golfer.
He's a steady golfer. He just has fun out there. I think what Tom Kim is missing is that killer drive.
Yeah.
He is too calm and fun out there, which I want to see. But when you look at, I'm going to put Bryson out and Rory out there for the U.S. Open. When you look at the two of them, they were loose and having a good time, but you could see that drive in their eyes. And I call it like that Jordan and Kobe-esque.
It was that light switch.
Yeah. They had that drive, and they were grinding out there. And not like grinding because it was tough, but they were grinding to win, where I feel he's like, yeah, if golf's fun and we're going to play. He's a better Joel Damon is really what Tom Kim is.
Ooh,
wow. What category are you putting Tom Kim in? I put him in middle of the pack.
I'm putting him in the middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack right now, yeah.
But I feel he's fine being there. And that's what I don't like, because he's better than that.
Okay, so so we talked Tom Kim. Let's throw another one out there at the same time. Colin Morikawa.
Well,
who
Morikawa
and all relative to, goes out there, has a lot of fun playing golf, but I don't think has that killer instinct.
Craig from Talatag just said that Tom Kim needs Terrell Hatton's fire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good take.
That's right. Good point. What I think with Colin Morikawa is it's one of those things that I kind of put him in the same category as JT and Jordan, because there was hype when there was hype when he won a major, and then it kind of fell back off. Like, there was all this hype, and he was doing really well.
I'm going to point this out. The 2 majors that he won, there was basically no spectators at one and limited spectators at the other one. Do you think it's a thing where he can't, is it a mental thing with the gallery?
It might be. That's the thing. And he's won out there on tour. He's done all
He's the best freaking iron player on the planet.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Like
there's nobody that stripes Ryan's better than him.
I'm going to put this out there. I think when I'm putting him in the 3 categories, he lives up to his hype. He is in the top category. He lives up to what his hype is. I don't feel there's overhype about him. He has the skills out there. He's proven it. I don't feel he's underperforming. I feel he underperforms. I feel he could be better, but I put him in the top category.
All right, I'm going to throw 2 names out there again because I feel like these 2 are synonymous together, just like the other 2 we talked about. The center of the tension at the Ryder Cup.
I knew where you were going with this.
Xander and Patrick.
We're all wearing hats, right?
Yep.
We are all wearing hats. We're not being paid to wear these hats, though. We're not being paid to wear these hats.
Xander reached his pinnacle like that. Like
it's on TV.
He got over the hump winning at the PGA this year at Valhalla. Like that, he needed that because he has been up there. I think he would be like Scotty Scheffler right now if Scotty Scheffler wasn't there.
Well, this was one of our conversations that you and I had because until he won at Valhalla, I was ready to just be like, you were completely underachieving. I that's how I felt because every week he was like, again, Dave, you talked about it with Max. Like his name, if he's playing, had been synonymous with one of the top 3 guys every week on tour.
Yeah.
You just got to read the text you just got from someone in Arizona.
Yeah, I did read that.
We can make a deal happen.
Yes. I don't have one of those.
I don't
either. But I'm saying we need to make a deal happen.
I have one of these, but not one of those.
I think that there's the problem that I have with him, with Xander especially, is to me he had underachieved, and I didn't feel like he wanted it. Like he wanted to pick the guy every week, but I didn't feel like he wanted it. The problem that I have with Pat, and it isn't the slow play, it's that dude is, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to put Pat in the lowest end because to me he is completely underachieved for where he should be.
Well, I'm going to put Patrick Cantley in the, hey, I always look pissed off when I'm playing golf. Like, I've never seen someone.
If you played that slow, wouldn't you be pissed off too? If you played that slow, wouldn't you be pissed off too?
That's his choice to play that slow. He chooses to play that slow. But I'd be pissed off. Looks like the person who's behind him waiting. Like that's what Patrick Cantley looks like all the time. Is he looks like the person who's behind him being like, "What the hell, man? Let's move this along." And I think that he has underperformed. Xander, I think, has performed well. I think he's just been right behind people, and he's won on tour before he won in the major. But he has the game to win a major, and until he won that this year, that's why he was underachieving because he has that game to be there. When you win the Tournament of Champions and you have a bunch of wins on tour, but you can't get over that major hump, that's something. But he finally got there. It took getting the number one player in the world arrested, but it's
details on that.
Exactly. But like I said, he'd be having the year of Scotty if Scotty didn't exist because he's been up there in second place behind Scotty in a lot of these
tournaments. He's finished second, third a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, you said it. I'm gonna ask this question. Where is Scotty?
Up here, and then there's everybody else.
So there's 3 categories. He's in the category above the first category.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
He's in the Tiger cat. He's in the Tiger Jack Arnie category. Like he's in the 7.
Wow, with 10 wins, with 12 wins total on tour, you're putting him in that category. That's impressive.
Right now, with the way
right now,
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So okay. I'm gonna throw a name out here. He's currently on Live Golf, but and I think barring injury,
my son is wearing a Warriors jersey and a golf glove.
Yeah. Is it a Curry jersey? Because that would make sense.
Yeah, it's a Curry jersey.
Okay.
I think barring injury, we would be having a different conversation about this golfer. Anthony Kim.
I don't think you can do much with him right now because he's just coming back.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like, currently,
But we talked
he's-
about some of the purest iron strikers,
he was.
and he was up until injury.
I've got a question, and I know why he's asking this,
Mhm.
so I'm going to put it out there. I've got two initials here, and I know his middle initial because it's on his yardage book cover, so it's BAD.
Who asked the question? Because I know he's
Craig
not
from
watching. Okay.
Craig from Talatech.
I tell you, I'm going to put.
So,
I'm
I'm going to say this knowing that Craig and the Crushers have a
Right.
business
I'm gonna put him up here.
Dave, so I'm going to ask you this question because this is where I'm going to put him. Are you putting him where I'm putting Scotty?
No, he not all the way up there. He like there's Scotty and then there's BAD.
Yeah, I think he's right below. He's above the first category right now, and he's above the hype.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to point
out.
out. I'm going to bring some statistics, and I'm going to say that I put him in the upper category. I don't put him above that. Yes, he has played great in the majors. I'm not arguing his play in the majors. He does not. Scotty has how many wins on the PGA Tour this year?
Oh yeah, Scotty's over. He's not Scotty. I'm not saying
Scotty has 5 wins on the PGA Tour, right? Including one major. He's won the Players. So he's won 5 PGA Tour, 1 major. So there's 6.
So 6.
He won the Masters. 6 total. 5 PGA Tour, 1 Masters. Bryson's top finish until last week on Live was a tie for 4th. If you're going to put somebody in that category above the upper echelon of players, to me, and I'm not saying that he doesn't belong in the upper echelon. If you were going to put him above that category, you need to have
he should be dominating on
he
Live.
needs to have won more and dominating on the Live Tour with 53 other guys.
Yeah,
you know what
that's my argument. That's why I'm not going to put him in a category above. I'm going to put him in that upper echelon because you should have more wins on the Live Tour.
Bryson and Rory
there are 8,
right
10 guys
here
on that Live Tour to compete.
Yeah.
To compete with.
Yeah, Bryson and Rory here, Scotty here. But Bryson and Rory are at that top.
They're the top
of that upper echelon category.
Yes,
and
like I just don't. I think he should have more wins on the Live Tour. And if you can't win on the Live Tour, and
you play for your team,
winning,
he would have more wins if they played the 4th round.
I mean,
he'd outlast everyone.
Carlos Ortiz has won. Abraham Answer has won, and I'm not taking anything against any of these guys. They're all great players. But if you are if you're above the upper group, like you should have more wins, and that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, but I think he's the top of that upper group. I think right now he's playing. He's living up to the hype.
His mental game and everything else is there. This isn't the Bryson that we saw, wearing the Payne Stewart outfit years ago when he won his first major. This is a brand new Bryson that's out there, and I think he's embraced who he is now, and the fans have reacted in kind on who this version of Bryson is now.
I'm going to throw a name out there, and we've already mentioned it on the show. We mentioned his name in first round. Tony Finau.
This is one that I think has been... I don't know that he has the hype about golf. He has hype about his family. He has hype about when he was on the big break. It was when he came on tour, he kind of had to inch his way on tour, and then all of a sudden it was like he was then getting a lot of hype, and his hype started to grow and grow and grow, but the wins weren't coming with that hype.
Right.
Then they finally did start coming, and he's been playing pretty consistent.
Does he have 3 wins? Does he have 3 wins?
3 or 4 wins.
Yeah, 3 or 4 wins.
He is 16th in the world. So he went from the big break to 16th in the world, which is impressive.
Correct.
# bring back the big break.
Yes.
Wow.
I missed that show.
Wow.
Oh, I love the big
If you
break.
have
he has 6 career wins.
You can watch if you have Golf Pass, you can watch all of them.
I do.
6 career wins and 5 additional top 10s.
Yes.
I feel like that top 10 number needs to be higher. I'm going to put him in the middle of the pack, I'll be honest with you.
I would agree. Yep.
I also think he is slightly underachieved for the talent that he has.
But
Craig, I don't like going back, but Craig, I would agree that Bryson's putting does not get enough credit. I would agree with that statement.
And you've putted with Bryson.
I have, and his putting doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
All right. So we've talked a lot about all of these names. There's some names
I want to throw one more name. I want to throw one more name out there because we haven't mentioned. Well, we kind of mentioned it. Rory McIlroy.
I already said I have Rory and Bryson up here.
I don't.
That's where
I'm going to put Bryson above Rory right now. I'll be honest with you.
Well, they proved that at the last major.
No, but I don't mean it that way.
But here's what I put. I do put Rory in he lives up to the hype. He's proven what he needs to do. The only thing he needs to accomplish is winning the Masters right at this point. He's done a lot.
He hasn't won a major in 10 years. He hasn't won a major in 10 years.
Neither has Tiger.
No, Tiger won a major 5 years ago.
Oh, it's true. That is true. He won the Masters. But Rory has won out there. He has won majors. He still is in the top. He plays there. He's not as good as he used to be, but I think he still has that drive, and he can turn it on at any point. And that's where I put him. He can live up to that hype, and he does. And he's already proven what he's needed to prove.
Yeah.
I don't think he has anything he needs to prove, so that's why I still put him in that top category.
Hey, Craig, thank you. Craig said, great topic, gentlemen. But thank you, Craig. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Craig.
So, I mean, we missed a few names here. I think we got to move on to last call. But we missed a few names here that I wanted to talk about. I'm just going to throw them out there. So if people want to talk about these in the comments or things, Thigala, Bahita, and Keegan Bradley were the ones that I didn't mention on here that I wanted to.
I think
Adam Scott is too young yet.
I would agree with that.
I think Thigala is too young too.
The one that I had, and it's going to be based on past performance, not living, is Kuchar.
Yeah,
I had his name written down too.
Yeah, everybody loves Kuch, but I think he should. I think he should have had more than
Mexico.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he should have had more than 9 wins.
I feel Kuchar was going like this and then leveled out. Yeah, where he leveled out was that Mexico debacle. I think that kind of.
No, I think Mexico to me is on the back end of his career. I feel
that's where he could have kept going at that point, and I feel that's where he leveled out.
Yeah.
That's where he reached his peak. So, all right. With that, I think it's time for the smack.
I like that.
Yep.
Dave, I need to ask you something. You got suckered into playing some golf this week, and you called me and you said to me, you got caught you didn't have any Bridgestone balls in your bag. And how did you play without the mindset? I think that's actually a better question.
I would have rather beaten my head against a tree than the way that I played. And I am not the greatest golfer in the world. We've all seen my swing. But I now understand the difference between hitting these and the random balls that I find out on the golf course.
I played.
And Greg, I'm just going to also say this. Dave, the only golf balls that are in my bag are mindset golf balls. So you need to figure out how to change your golf bag.
or I need to figure out how to change my swing and not lose so much.
Yeah, that's. I will say I played all last week, and the one thing that everyone said was that, man, your putting is just on right now, and that is because of this mindset. And I was telling people about it; they were getting the hype about it. I said, "What, Steve? You thought it looked funny when you first saw it, but once you get it and you get a routine with it, it makes everything so much better." And Dave, like you said, you don't have it, and it messed with your game.
My putting was still fine. It was everything else.
Yeah, but I mean, it's.
Let's jump into the smack of the week. Craig is getting commenter of the night tonight. By the way, we need to send him an award for commenter of the night. Boys, the mindset ball doesn't get enough credit for the ball itself. Great ball.
Yeah,
true.
Oh yeah,
100%. 100%.
They took a good ball and made it better.
Yep,
correct. Typically, we like to have a golf smack of the week. Now, as golfers, we all like to travel. So this is a travel smack of the week.
Ah! Oh, the boy! Open the thing!
Dude, I would be so pissed, like, if someone closed my hand in there, like, the exact reaction he has. But then that it opens it and, like, basically
takes him
Chris
out.
Tuckerson. Chris Tuckerson.
I'm going to put it as what I expected Tyson to do to Jake Paul if that ever happened.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Knocked out. You got knocked out.
Knocked out. Yeah.
I took a word out of there.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
No.
I just said Chris Tuckerson. So, all right, last call with odds.
Shootout in Detroit.
All right, Kid Rock.
Funny.
You know, I'm guessing they should have gone to. By the way, did you know that there's a restaurant in Detroit called Mom's Spaghetti, and Eminem owns it?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go next time. I'm up there in a couple weeks. I kind of want to go.
I want your picture by Mom's Spaghetti. That needs to happen.
You do? Okay. We'll do it. I'll do it.
I think that needs to be a post on the Golfing Dads page. Is you at Mom's Spaghetti with a mindset golf ball?
With a mindset golf ball. Okay. All right.
Although I will say you'll be in Detroit and you're literally putting a target on yourself.
That's true too. Wow. You went from shootout to target. Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel bad for Akshay. And again,
yeah,
as someone who's won on tour, winning is still hard.
Yeah.
Great play by him. It was a long week. Threesomes off split tees on Saturday is never fun on tour.
And then he lost a ball in a drain cover.
I mean,
yeah, that was an interesting.
Yeah,
I've lost a 5-iron that way.
Yeah, but how do you make how do you put a drain cover on there? Like, it's a golf course. You know that there's different kind of drain covers. Don't put one that a golf ball could easily go into. Yeah, like looking at that thing. Like,
or
that was ridiculous.
Can you just throw some mesh over it if you're the grounds crew in Detroit?
Yep.
Like what's going on here?
Like, that shouldn't have happened.
Hey, can we give a kudos to Miles Russell and the 15-year-old's play this week?
Yes.
How about the kid from Florida State, Luke Clanton? Yeah. Like, dude lit it up. Like, okay, cool. I mean, kid from Florida State won 2 weeks ago on the Korn Ferry Tour, and now Luke Clanton's playing great on the PGA Tour. Yeah. Now, granted, Luke Clanton won 3 weeks in a row in college of that. So, also
giving a shout out to the Indiana student that drank 3 beers while he was waiting for his round to finish in a Monday qualifier to play in this event. Works at the Golf Galaxy here in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
You know what, Greg? I was waiting for you to come back on because I wanted to ask this question. Has he fit you for clubs at the Golf Galaxy? I just want to know.
No, because I go to the PGA Tour.
So he goes to the Greg
I
special.
Sure.
I do like Golf Galaxy. I do get stuff at Golf Galaxy, but I want to go over there and see.
I was just checking. Okay.
But yeah, I thought that was a funny story. When I first saw that story about him, I just saw the story that
I can't believe the
beers.
I can't believe the tour wasn't cringing at that. Like, that just, and all it did to me was
fantastic.
Be like this is the dude we need to have on our show, first of all, because the dude knows how. And then all I could think of was, and I'm just going to say this out loud, Chris Mullen. Okay, we can leave it at that.
Hey, it's no different than Joel Dahman crushing beers between his 18 and 18, the U.S. qualified for the U.S. Open. Yeah.
Like, that's what it's about. But great tournament this week.
Yeah.
Dave,
and
we get to say
again, good leaderboard, great event for
where's Bradley when we need him?
We get to do something that Steve can't do.
Yes.
We've played the course.
We've played this course.
This week. So with that,
we haven't even had Brad comment and say "Good evening, gentlemen" or anything tonight. Like, I'm sitting here waiting for a comment.
We need a wellness check on Brad. We need a wellness check.
Yeah, but wellness check on Brad Converse.
Let's get it.
we need a wellness check on Brad Converse and Brad Schubert because they're both cool dudes. So we need a wellness check on both of them.
TPC
Dave,
John Deere,
Fun
home of
course.
the tractors.
I will tell you, Dave, when we played this course, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 2 years ago.
In all 4 seasons at once.
All 4 seasons at once, but such a fun track.
Yeah,
just a fun track. That's what I'm gonna say about it.
I mean,
It wasn't
I get the
anything
flags right
too
there.
crazy. Had some fun holes out there.
Yeah.
So.
The closing 3 holes are really nice closing 3.
Great
Coming in there, going down to the river, and then coming back up. But coming into this week, it's kind of it's a hodgepodge of people that haven't crossed the pond yet. To get over there and get ready for the Scottish Open and then the Open. So it's not the who's who of names this week, but we have some really good golfers out there. Sung J M leading away at 14-1. Last year's defending champion Sepp Straka at 16. I wear 2 gloves and have head covers and have iron covers on my bag. Aaron Wright at 20. Jordan Spieth at 22. Denny McCarthy at 22. Davis Thompson at 22. Maverick at 28. Keith Mitchell at 28. Jason Day in the Bridgestone Mindset. And JT Poston at 30-1. One of these days, I'll learn how to pronounce everybody's names correctly.
I was like, it's a staple on the show. Keep doing it wrong.
Can we get odds on Dave pronouncing all of them right one week?
Yes.
Virtual Dave can.
5-1. No, virtual Dave should come on a time that Dave is actually here.
Yeah.
To give odds on.
The hometown choice and Zach Johnson is 150-1. But yeah, it's
all right, Dave, who are you picking?
I really thought about going with Jordan Spieth, but I'm gonna pull that back and I'm going Aaron Ray.
Aaron Rye. Okay, cool.
Ray.
All right, Steve.
They're not watching the show.
I'm going to take Kashmir Keith.
Ooh.
Keith Mitchell.
He is
30-1.
28.
28-1, yeah. Greg?
So
Greg, you're starting to make your picks like Patrick Cantley here. Come on.
I am. We talked about this. We talked about when we got on here about me making a homer pick, and I'm gonna make a homer pick here.
Ooh.
He lives in Avon, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Patrick Rogers.
Patrick Rogers.
55-1.
All right.
I don't mind that pick. That's actually a pretty good pick.
No,
I think this is a course he can do well on.
Yeah.
Plays on Midwest courses at home, so I think this is a course that is very similar to most Midwest courses. So
nice. Well, everybody, have an awesome week. Appreciate you watching tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all of that other fun stuff.
And keep debating on all these golfers.
Yes, keep that in the comment section.
Cheers everybody.
Y'all. Cheers.
Really fortunate, man. I mean, having the opportunity to build something that's
Viral on our TikTok. That somebody was commenting about playing Whistling Straits for 700